Hello, welcome back to my channel. So I was made redundant last year, and in my redundancy period I decided to do some voluntary work reading for literary magazines. I had no clue sort of what this would entail. Don't know anyone in my personal life who has done this before, and it just seemed like a very bizarre, unknown thing to do, but it's been a lot of fun, and I decided to share with you what I've learnt from submitting to and reading for literary magazines. So I've been submitting to literary magazines since mid-2023, and I've got a number of publications through them. It's really helped build my confidence in my writing. It's really helped me sort of gain an authorship, and I don't regret it. I think honestly it's one of the best things I've done with my life. And so when I was made redundant, and I sort of fell into this weird depressive spiral, I was very much like, I want to stay in this world. I really want to like push myself in this world. And one of the things that I decided to do was I saw a call out for readers for a literary magazine, and so I was like, oh, I'll do that. I'll see. I've got time. I'll see. I'll have fun. I'll give it a shot. And I've had so much fun, so much so that I'm now reading for 2 other magazines as well. I've realised I framed this awfully, sorry. I'm gonna have to just deal with it. No, I'm not starting again. But what I've learned, I feel like I've learned like a lot through this process. Not only has it been really great for me to keep engaging with the literary magazine world and the publishing world in my own way, in a way that adapts around my disability and my new work schedule, but I also feel like I've learned quite a lot from it. Firstly, what I've learned is that, I mean, everyone says it, but like it really is so subjective. One of the magazines I read for, they have at least 2-3 readers on every bit, and we all give like a yes or a no, and then they work it out from there. And it's incredible to see like how you can feel very strongly about one piece and someone else like completely feels very differently about it. And it does really show that it's not personal. Like the rejection is not personal at all. I cannot tell you how many pieces I've read from such talented authors, and it's so difficult because you can't say yes to everyone, and it feels awful, but it truly is nothing personal. And I feel like, especially when you're at the beginning of your publishing journey, it can feel incredibly personal, especially if you're getting rejection after rejection after rejection. And I promise you that is not the case. It really isn't. There's just so many talented writers and there's so many good stories, and just what might be someone's taste might just not be someone else's taste, and that could be why. The second thing I learned was there's a lot of work that goes into a lit mag, like much more than I ever sort of thought, especially with the smaller ones. I always assumed it was something you would be able to do on the side while pursuing like work and your own publications, but I really don't know how these one-people bands do it. Like, it's so much work, and like I'm just reading submissions. I'm not editing for the majority of these magazines. I do a little bit of editing for some of them, but like I'm not editing, I'm not putting magazines together, I'm not contacting everyone. I'm literally just reading the submissions, and sometimes that's overwhelming. The fact that some people are doing this all by themselves is incredible, and I'm in awe of them. Reading for international magazines really makes you realise how much talent is out there. Like, I don't think I've ever read anything from anyone that I've been like, that was terrible, you shouldn't be writing. There is so much talent out there, and I read these things, and then you get little notes sometimes being like, oh, sorry, this isn't the best, and I just want to be like, shake them and be like, do you understand how talented you are? You're so good. You're so good. And I don't know, it feels like I'm in a very privileged position as well, because I'm getting to read all of this work, which is just so well done and so well written and so clever, and you just don't see it, and just let me love you. Unfortunately, I don't get names. so I can't follow these people afterwards. But which is so frustrating. But it's like there is so much talent out there, and I mean, it goes to show if you haven't been selected for a certain magazine, it's not because you're not talented. It's not that at all. It's just so difficult to make these decisions. What was I going to say? It's also really changed how I've perceived my own publishing, and what I might want to do in the future. I found this to be very accessible to read for literary magazines. It's worked very well for me in my redundancy, in my new work schedule. It's worked very well around my disability. For me, it's a really great role. If I could do this all the time and get paid for it, then I would, because I've had so much fun doing this. It's also changed how I perceive my own rejections, because I get quite a lot of notes being like, oh, we love this and we couldn't take it. And beforehand I'll be like, well, why didn't you just take it? But like now I'm like, I understand a bit more where they're coming from. I completely sort of like get why. I really feel like it's really benefited me as a writer as well, because I feel like from reading a lot of this work and doing some of the editing that I can see where I make similar, like, not mistakes, but like similar choices in my writing, and then maybe I've like corrected it to how it might be like better for publication, or corrected it how it works better for the story. So I feel like I've learned a lot about myself in my writing as well, which is really like interesting, because I never thought I would. I mean, to conclude, honestly, I'd really recommend at least once like reading for a literary magazine. Not only is it a lot of fun, but I feel like it's a lot, you can take a lot away from the experience as well, and it will look good on your CV doing voluntary work for a literary magazine, if that is something that concerns you. I found all of my current opportunities through Twitter and Blue Sky, but you can also find them on like magazines' websites, and I believe Duosoma and Submittable sometimes you can find on there. Or like you could even just contact your favourite literary magazine and be like, hey, do you need someone to read? Or do you have any reader positions coming up soon? Which is always like a great place to start. You can build a relationship. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will hopefully be back soon with some more content. Until then, stay safe. I'll see you later. Bye.